Hello. It's okay? Okay. Good morning, dear devotees and friends. And from today, we will be starting a new Upanishad, Chandogya. We are trying to start the Chandogya, but every time something else is coming up. Sometimes the Ratha Yatra, sometimes these. Now we will just give the introduction of the Chandogya and then we will continue. Not that we will read every verse, that will be uh, difficult, because for you, the patience, or me to explain, we will just take the important verses and we will try to explain. Chandogya has a speciality that we will discuss, but before that, as every Upanishad, they are having a Shanti mantra. Before that, they start. And that gives the idea of the Upanishad, where they are actually leading us. Here we will find the Shanti mantra in this way. Om Apyayantu Mamangani Bak Prana Chakshu Sutramatha Balam Indriyani Cha Sarvani. Om, may my limbs, speech, vital force means the prana, eyes, ears, also the strength of all the organs become well developed. Friends, this is something new. We are actually praying to the Supreme Lord for our health. Sometimes people they say, that shall we pray for our own benefit or something that is very selfish type for my son, for my daughter? Why not? See, the Upanishad rishis, they are praying that my mind, my limbs, my speech, my vital force, my eyes, my ears, and also the strength of all the organs become strong and developed. And this prayer is very much essential for me now, because from last 2 3 days I was having some problem, the cough and cold and all that. So that is why I like this stotra. Sarvam Brahmo Upanishadam Maham Brahma Nirakuryam Mama Brahma Nirakarod. May I not deny the Brahman. Ma aham Brahman nirakuriyat. I should not deny the Brahman. Sometimes we say we don't believe in God. Like that it says. I should not say like that. It is there. And not only that, may not the Brahman deny me. Even that which is there, which is known as Brahman, the all consciousness, all pervading, should not deny me too. Anirakarnamastu. Anirakaranam mestu. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. So I and that, if we use the word God, it will be easy to understand. I and the God should not deny each other. So like this, we should not deny each other. Upanishads dharmaste mai santu. Acha. Upanishads dharmaste mai santu, te mai santu. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishad manifest in me, who is trying hard, sincerely trying to realize the Brahman. Now, in the Upanishad, they always say wonderful qualities that should be developed. And that is why it is saying that let those qualities develop within me. You know what is religion? Nothing but developing some good qualities. In the Bhagavad Gita, the 16th chapter, first three verses, 26, I think, so far I can remember, 26 wonderful qualities are there. If we can develop these 26 qualities, then we become God ourselves. We need not to unnecessarily challenge God whether God is there or not necessary. Just develop those qualities, that will do. The 26 good qualities. Here also it says, in Upanishads, it manifests in me all the virtues that has been mentioned. The first it is seeking that may my physical body and also the mind become strong so that I can understand the intricacy, the subtleness of the Upanishadic teaching. Friends, you know, Upanishad teaches us about the Brahman, all Upanishads. They will be teaching you only about the Brahman. But some of the Upanishads afterwards, the Pandits that they developed, as because they knew the Sanskrit, so obviously they developed it. It is not that. The actual Upanishads, 11 Upanishads, Shankaracharya has written commentaries on that. So we believe that these are the main Upanishads. There are many, many Upanishads. But these 11 Upanishads, it speaks about Brahman. And what is Brahman? All pervading consciousness. Now, all pervading consciousness, only very intelligent people can understand. Otherwise, how an ordinary person, if you say, hey, meditate on the all pervading consciousness, how can he do that? It is not possible. So they thought in a different way that we will be discussing. So this is says, Om, may my limbs, my speech, my vital force, my eyes, my ears, all strength and all the organs become well developed and everything in the Brahman. May I not deny the Brahman, may the Brahman not deny me. May neither Brahman nor me deny each other. May all the virtues mentioned in the Upanishad manifest in me, who am trying sincerely to realize Brahman. To whom actually all these will manifest? Who is trying to realize. If we are not trying to realize, then it won't. There are hundreds and thousands of students out there, philosophy students. They will be reading this, but they don't bother about the good qualities of the Upanishads. They only know about Upanishad and they will make notes and on that. They will sit for the exam and that's much. But when people, very few people, they sincerely take up this and try to realize God, try to realize the Brahman, for them it says in this way. Chandogya Upanishad is having 8 chapters. In this Upanishad, it is mentioned that Veda is immortal. Veda hi amritaha. Veda is immortal. Veda means knowledge. Knowledge is amrit. Knowledge is immortal. You know, in India, there is every year, I think, or 2-3 years after, there is a program. They all go to take a dip in the Ganga, Purna Kumbha, and they will go, thousands and millions of people. Why? There's a story that they churn, the gods and the demons, they churn the ocean, and a liquid came up in a container, And suppose one or two spilled in that, still continuing in floating over there, who knows? If we go and take a deep and can get that, we will get Amrita eternal. No, it is nothing like that. Eternal, not physically. Eternal you become because you merge with the eternal. So that is eternal. So Veda is the eternal. Veda hi amritaha. Amrit, the word is a very important word for the Hindus. The Amrit is very, very essential. Amrit means eternity. And this eternity, when you go, what will you get? Knowledge only. And what is the knowledge? Knowledge of the one and nothing else. That's all. Knowledge of the one is everything. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also, in the beginning of his gospel, is mentioned in Bengali, Akke Janannam Gyan. If you know one, then you are a knowledgeable person. Then you are a realized person. Akke Jana. You have to know the one. And in what? In millions and millions of varieties of things. In that, there is a one only. This is very difficult, very challenging. Why? Because how can I believe that the cow, the horse, the dogs, and all these birds and me are all same? But we are all same. Apparently, physically we are different, but inside the consciousness is the same. Sometimes I give the example quoting this. The different type of electric bulbs are there. Some are long, white, they call a different name. Some are round shaped, some are this shape, some are these. All are there. Fans are moving, everything. But how it is, different names, different forms, different action of these apparatuses. But inside there is electricity. If we know that electricity is there, then there is no problem. It is all the same. If you like to change this light and like to fix a fan over here, you can do that. And similarly, each and every being, different names, different forms, different activities, but inside there is consciousness. Now, what is this consciousness? The modern science, they reach up to the body and the mind. Mind is subtle and body is gross. So these are the two. This is the only difference. But we say no. Apart from the mind, there is another stage that is called the stage of consciousness. How it is possible? Then we give the example. The student of Vedanta, those who hear about Vedanta, you know that it is only the three stages. Yagrat, Shapna, Shushukti. These are the three stages. Yagrat, we are awakened. And now our body, our mind, our consciousness, all alert. Shapna, the body should sleep. Body should not act. And just like a dead man, the body lives. And then I live in mind. Why? I see the dream. If there is no mind, I cannot see the dream. But there is a time when I cannot see the dream even. When I don't see the dream, my body is absent, my mind is absent because I am not seeing the dream, but still I am surviving. Not only that, when I come back from that condition, I always say, I am so happy. Because that is the condition when there is no body, there is no mind, is a happy condition. And we search for the happiness. Then obviously, that way we prove, the Vedantin prove, that there is a consciousness. And this consciousness is present in everything. First. Second, everything has come from one being. I am using the word being, but some one thing. What is that? Brahman. How you prove it? The same type of qualities are there present in everything, from the ant to the elephant. Same. The ant don't like to die. Elephant also don't like to die. Why? Because the creator is eternal. And that is why we don't like to die. Ant and the elephant both. Forget about the human being. They all like to know. Ants goes here and there searching for some maybe sweets, sometimes the sugar. They're trying to know what it is. All this knowledge is there. Elephant also the same. That this is the way we can prove we are coming from the same source. Why? This source is also the source of knowledge. And finally, it is the ananda, it is the bliss, it is the joy, it is the happiness, which is our goal. Whatever we do, it is only for happiness. Whatever we do. So obviously, these are the three things we repeat again and again in Vedanta, but that is the way we can understand. This is the only way to understand that all beings are the same. All beings. And this is the reason the Hindu cannot hurt anyone. The Shanti, 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 because of that. Peace, peace, peace. A true Hindu cannot hurt anyone. And that in the spiritual practice, the Buddhist and Jain, they have taken it to the highest condition. They don't like to walk. Then why? Because the moment they're walking, maybe they're hurting some of the things that is there. So they don't like to move at all. The Jains. But that is not possible in practical life. Only the Jain people, not only that, they will never pluck the fruits. They will go and sit under a tree, which is fruit-bearing tree. When that is ripened, it will fall and then only it will eat. That person will eat. It is not possible for the society. So it is only for those Jains they practice. Buddhist also ahimsa, ahimsa. And ahimsa, parama dharma, that is in the Mahabharata. This is a great war that Mahabharata recorded. And the Mahabharata teaches us ahimsa parama dharma. What is that ahimsa? So from inside, we are not having any bad feeling. How it is, we can explain in this way. Suppose I know that this tiger and all other animals, they're all same God as I am. Now a tiger is chasing me. Shall I say, come, let us embrace? No, that we cannot do. So the practical thing is also necessary. Immediately, that one of our Swamiji, I think I mentioned, he was giving a talk on Vedanta and he was mentioning like this. Then someone told Swamiji, if you say everybody is same, then suppose a burglar break into my house and they were taking away all my things, what shall I do? Shall I worship him? And the Swami told, of course you should worship him by calling 911. Because the burglar knows only that. So that is the way you have to worship him. The practicality we should not mix up with this. When we are leaving, we have to eat. And we have to wear the clothing. We have to live in a house. All this harming many. But that we cannot stop. And it doesn't matter. That is not himsa. Ahimsa is a complete different conception. From inside, I am not having any enmity with anything. That is called ahimsa. No enmity with anything. But for the practical way that is necessary, that I will do. And also swadharma. The Hinduism, that is why a little bit of, you have to understand the swadharma. If you are a soldier, your duty is different. So you have to do that. As a doctor operating, he's cutting the body. Oh no, how can I do that? If the doctor is standing like that, the patient will die. No, doctor will perform his own duty. So this is called in the Upanishad, it teaches us that there is something which is called consciousness, and that consciousness is nothing but the Amrita, that is the immortality. Now, about 130 topics are discussed in these Upanishads. 130. When slowly, when we will read, we will find it. We get the idea of the geographical knowledge from these Upanishads. The most of the Upanishads, they never care to mention all this. They simply give this is knowledge, this is this. But these Upanishads only, they have given the description of the places, the people, the animals, and even the towns. So that is very, very important. Why otherwise people will say, "Arey, they were sitting over here and wrote this book and they are telling 1,000 years before they mentioned." Now, so here the historicity is very great in this Upanishad. And it's 130 topics will be discussed. We get the idea of the geographical knowledge and name of the places like Panchala. The Panchala is a very famous state, a country we can say, very famous, Panchala. In many, many books it has been mentioned. And Naimisharanya. Naimisha, there is a place, Naimisha, and they believe that as because many, many holy people live over there, the whole area is very holy, Naimisharanya. It is mentioned in the Bhagavata when the rishis they came to Krishna, knowing that the Krishna is going to give up his body after 120 years. So they all came to him, Krishna, the moment you leave, Kali will enter. Satya, Treta, Dapar, Kali. The Krishna was in the Dwapar Yuga, and the next was the Kali Yuga, and Kali Yuga means everything bad. They don't believe in God, they only believe in the physical satisfaction and all that, as we see all around over here. So this is all the Kali Yuga. And they came, how we will survive? Shall you also commit suicide along with you? They said, no. Krishna said, you better go to Naimisharanya. It is said, it is a very favorite place of Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu always looks to that particular jungle. So Aranya means the jungle. So Lord Vishnu constantly looking at that. That is a very pure place. You better go and live over there. So they all went to Naimisha. And then Gandharva. Gandharva also, the name we always come across, Kakhiya. Kakhiya also a state from where the Kaikeyi came. Kaikeyi, the second mother, wife of, in the Ramayana we find, the Kaikeyi. It is near Punjab. They are very strong type of people, very courageous. And Kuru, we all know about the Kuru. Indian people, the Kuru Vamsha, they all know. So these are the names mentioned in this Upanishad. That means these are the places that was there many, many years before. So name of the animals also find Hasti. Hasti means the elephant. And Shimha, the lion. And it is Vyaghra, that means the tiger. Varaha, the bow. And Ashwa, go, Aja. Aja means the goat. So Ashya means the horse. So these are the animals that was available in those days. Why we are why we are reading these? Because this is also essential to know. In the Upanishads, in the historicity of the Upanishads and the Diden condition, we will find from here. And also we find the reptiles and insects that was also recorded in this book. Reptiles like the swarpa, snakes, varieties of swarpa. And insects, masaka. Masaka means mosquito. They are also surviving from the Upanishadic age, these mosquitoes. And Kita. Also, There's this botanical words also we find over there, like the Banashpati. Banashpati means very big tree, Banashpati. Huge trees is Banashpati. Briksha, the small tree. Then Shakha, the branch of the tree. Pushpa, the flower. Palasa, one type of tree that is available in the dry area, is Palasa. And we find over here the stress was given on ahimsa, non-injury. In this whole Upanishad, main stress has been given on non-injury, ahimsa. So these are the ways we will come across again and again when we will be reading. The earliest reference of the trees have life. Though they say that the famous scientist, he discovered at the time of, almost like at the time of Swami Vivekananda, he discovered that the trees have life. But we find over here, and Manu Maharaj, he has also mentioned that trees have life. They understand love. They understand fear. They can express fear. They can express love. The trees also. So long back, they understood it. Manu accepted it. In this Upanishad, we find the reference of the traveler's house. That means the hotels, motels, like that. It is also there. Its name is Asthana. Now also that same word is used, Asthana. And it was there. And also Puram. Puram means Puri. Puram as a walled city or town. That is Puram. That means a society was developed society. In those days, it is not all in the jungle. It is all there. Other Upanishad, they are constantly focused on in discussing about Brahman and argument, counter argument, and all. But this Upanishad, it gives us the historical way, all this. That is the main. There are so many minerals and metals. That name I didn't record it here. The minerals and metals. In those days, it was there. Society was well developed, and we find words like kutumba. Kutumba means in Indian language, kutumba means our relatives. Kutumba. Kula is a family. The kula. Gotra, a special teachings that used to receive from the teacher. That's called gotra. And also Gyati, very close relation, is called Gyati. Guru, Acharya, all these words are there. Guru Acharya also we get in other Upanishads, but here we find very specially it is mentioning. Marriage system was recognized. It was both man and woman should agree to marry. No force. And marriage system, they say it was started from here only. Previously, it was not there. It was the social life. No one knew who is the father. Like that, it was the society, small society, and it was so difficult to survive. Obviously, the marriage and that was not possible. But population was necessary by that way. But from here only, it developed. Maybe we will come to that. That one rishi, he was sitting and was teaching his students, and suddenly one of the students, he noticed that the rishi is looking at the different directions, and obviously his face was not very happy. He was feeling pale, and that student was his son. So he went afterwards and asked the father what happened. Oh no, this is natural. His mother was going with another rishi. And that this rishi who was teaching, he noticed that the mother, his wife, is going away with another person, Obviously, he was not feeling well. When the son told her, how come that you are not stopping? I cannot. She is completely free. I cannot do that. From then onwards, this Satyakama, his son, Satyakama, he decided, no, from now onwards, there should be a marriage system. So marriage system was developed. And the marriage they used to do in this way, the marriage should, that both the husband and the wife should agree, and then only the marriage should be. This marriage system is very, very important in the human society. It is not animal societies or the bird societies, it's the human societies. And father and mother is the main source of culture. And they are the main source of psychological development, emotional development. So one should understand that it is not just survival. It is psychologically, human should be a human, completely different than all others. And only from a human can become God, no one else. Ultimately, the goal of human life was Brahmo Samapatti Adda Amritatya. The ultimate goal of the human life was Brahma Samapatti, or this is called Amritatya, the eternity. We don't like to die, but the body, which is a combination of the five, is going to be destroyed, obviously. Then what is going to continue? All our good deeds, all our work. See, 2000 years before, Jesus passed away. He was not a king. He was not a great writer or orator. Nothing was there. But something was there that touched the heart of millions and millions of people. Even after the Jesus, 2000 years, still they are remembering him. 2500 years, Buddha is remembered, followed. This is called eternity. Not the physical eternity, ideology. This is the eternity. And that was the goal. Then the very first mantra of this Upanishad, it says that Om iti etad aksharam udgita. We will, after this, I will stop and excuse me for that because a little bit of physical this thing. So I will stop over here. Om iti etad aksharam udgita. Udgita means meditate. On what? On the Om. What is this Om? A, U, Ma. And this is the name of the Brahman. They call it the name of the Brahman. Brahman cannot have the name. If there is a name, if there is a form, then immediately that is limited, going to be destroyed. Yes, that is philosophical. The conclusion, they'll say, no, you cannot do that. Then how come that you say it is the name of the Brahman? Om is the name of the Brahman. Om iti etat aksharam. Akshara means the letter. Om, the letter, should be meditated, udgita. Upasita. And you should pray to him. Om iti udgayati tasya upavyakhyanam. The first chapter, first mantra, it says, we will explain it afterwards, but in the beginning, when you are starting this Upanishad, to start the Upanishad means you should meditate on Om. Om is the most sacred word in the Hindu religion. For everything they'll say Om. Why? Because this is equal to Brahman. Brahman is not made of anything. Om also, without the support, without the help of any other sound, you can pronounce A-O-Ma. Only the last, you are just closing your two lips and the Ma word is coming out. And Swami Vivekananda said, it is rolling from the navel, then coming to the throat, and then coming out. Ma. And if you can pronounce that Om again and again, the vibration that will come within your body and mind, that will purify you purely. So that is the way you have to meditate. Now here we meditate on particular God or goddess or maybe some names, and that afterwards they developed. Not in the Vedic age. In the Vedic age, they developed only Omkara. So the best name of the Brahman is the Om. So that it says in this way, Ma, that we should again and again and again, if you are chanting, and that is called Udgita. You are meditating on that, you are praying to that. And why? Because you want to go beyond this limitation. And what is this limitation? Limitation means name and form. The name won't be there, form won't be there. The same name is repeated to so many people. The form is also repeated. So obviously, cannot be the original. You have to be original. And that originality is the Om. And they also, in the Brahman, they call Sat Chit Ananda. If we don't give some idea, how people will get the idea of Brahman? And as I was explaining, even right from the ant to the elephant, none of these like to die. They like to know. They like to enjoy. That means Sat means eternal. They don't like to die. Chit is the knowledge. They like to know. And Ananda means that happiness and the bliss. We can get the happiness from this worldly life too. Of course, we can have the happiness. And when yesterday somebody brought pizza, and we all were happy eating the pizza. But that was, I'm disclosing now, in the night Swamiji are eating pizza. But that is for a temporary period of time. The moment you eat, after that you forget. The happiness goes in that way. You meet a friend for a few days, then afterwards again you are separated. So this way constantly it is going away. But something must be there which is eternal. And what is that eternity? Is the Brahman. That Brahman we should remember. How? Through Om. The Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. By that we get an idea. The Brahman is knowledge. Brahman is eternity. Brahman is joy. So when we feel like the eternity I like to survive, it is because of the Brahman. I like to know, it is because of the Brahman. And I like to enjoy, it is because of the Brahman. That without Brahman there is nothing. As because ordinary people won't be able to understand this, then two different forms came out from this one, Vedanta, another two. One is Dvaita, another is Tantra. The Dvaita means the Vaishnavism. They took that Vishnu as the eternal and all-pervasive. What is the Vishnu? Vishnu word means all-pervasiveness. Vistareti Vishnu. Vistara. It's all-pervasive. Vishnu is everywhere. Then I think I told you that in the Bhagavata, in the first 9 chapters, there is no God or anything. But afterwards, when the people started, the population developed, and then they were asking the Brahma, the creator, you have created us. The 3 brothers came, and 4 brothers. They came and asked him, you have created us. Who is your creator? He told, I cannot say that. But no, that doesn't prove anything. If you have created us, then somebody has created you. He said, of course, but you cannot realize that it is impossible. No, we don't believe. So they were going on arguing with the father. Then ultimately the Brahma, he went and prayed to the Supreme, the Brahman, the Lord, please come and take a form, and so that at least they will understand who is my creator. So then he came, but he came in the form of a swan, and the beautiful the question answer with these four brothers. Then finally, when the Brahma says, "Why don't you take a form? Then it becomes easy for the ordinary people to worship you." Then the Vishnu took the form. That is in the 10th chapter. From the 1 to 9, no God. Only in the 10th, there is a Vishnu. And the Vishnu, only for a flash, Brahma saw him as a golden cloth he is wearing, the golden color, very bright, and Shankha Chakra Gada Padma. That was the symbol he saw. And that became the symbol of Vishnu. Vishnu is all pervading, but still he is having a form, and it became easy for the people to worship. And from the Vishnu again came Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, and all the avatars. Avatars, they come and take the human form, they live with the human, and they guide the human. So this is the conclusion. Then we will continue with this Upanishad and Om Iti Brahma. Do you have any question? Then I will just answer and say it. Do you have any question today? No question. Okay. Okay then. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Chandogya Upanishad. Yeah. Chandogya Upanishad book is available, and you can just excuse me for 10-15 minutes. I'm just because some problem is coming, so we maybe the human body. You cannot do anything. Then one person was telling, please place your hand on my head. I told, if I had that power, I would have placed my hand all the time on my own head. There are so many problems. But anyway, it will be all right. The medicine and all these things are going on. A little bit of maybe allergy or all this. But it is good that I could come and stand over here. In the morning, I was thinking what will happen. So it is good. Thank you, friends. Thank you for bearing with me. And we should pray, as the Chandogya Upanishad teaching us to pray. Our limbs should be strong so that we can serve God. Let's say Shanti 3 times and we conclude. Om Shanti. 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 Harihi Om. Tat Sat.